Welcome to Salcedo Paranormal. It is Monday, April 25th, 2022, and today I'll be covering some paranormal news. As always, you can find all of the episodes of the podcast, along with links to social media, ways to donate, and other ways to reach me at the podcast page, which is salcedoparanormal.podbean.com. That's SALSIDO paranormal.podbean.com. Always happy to hear from you all, whether you have comments or questions on episodes, or if you have topic suggestions as well. And also, if you have stories of experiences, whether they're your own or others that you trust, always happy to hear from you about those experiences with the paranormal. And you can either send those in a text format to the various social media links, or you can contact me and we can talk about those experiences on an episode of the show. And thank you all for listening, whether you're here for the live feed or live stream, or whether you listen to the podcast on the podcast feed or the YouTube feed. Thank you very much for all your support. So this is the weekly news show, and so I'll just be sharing some links here in the stream chat, and then also I will include these links in the episode description as well. So let me get the first one, and we'll get going with this. So let's see here. Okay, here we go. And this one, let me see here. It's from the Mirror in the UK, and this one says, "Mom left stunned after spotting two flaming UFOs zooming through the sky." And this is in North Wales, and basically the let's see here, a woman in Quay, North Wales, captured a flaming UFO on film after seeing two of them traveling through the sky above where she lives. And this is by Bradley Stokes and Charlie Duffield. And this came out on the 11th of April, 2022, this year. And it talks about this woman, her name is Lynn Murphy, spotted the objects at about 6 p.m. on March 16th. So she got her phone out, which is something that's happening more, I think, now. Or at least it's easier for this to happen. And she took her phone out and used it to capture a video. There are images and I believe videos in this article as well. And let's see here. So it talks about how she works in the care industry. She's also apparently a paranormal investigator. And now I wonder about that, because a lot of times that means more of almost like a ghost, I've heard that term used more to do with whatever ghosts are, ghosts and hauntings and those kind of things. But so I don't know if she includes UFOs with all that or not. But it'd be something I wouldn't mind knowing, if that UFOs are anywhere really on her radar. Um, but anyway, apparently these were over near the Irish Sea, and apparently they were long and white. Both objects were flying up with tails on them, uh, and couldn't tell. She couldn't tell what it was. Obviously, UFO. And then, so after now, there's something else here that I find um, intriguing because it says that she was picking up on energy, and that's what drew her to the window, where she was able to film the objects in the sky. That kind of gets to a question of do these things, can these things, whatever they are, communicate with people subtly somehow? Um, it's hard to say, of course, but that's a long. If they're up in the air and but she's still sensing this energy from them, that's a uh, good ways in the area. Good amount of distance, whatever the distance is, if it's up in the sky. Um, but apparently there's a history of those kinds of sightings in the area, and other people have seen other things there as well, including two black triangles, uh, and other people have seen these things around the same times as um, this mother and her family did. So, just want to share that. Um, and there's a little bit more here, but that's basically the summary of it. And so yeah, just a neat sighting there. And then with the energy thing, had to share that. Um, yeah, I wonder if that now APOC is asking orbs or long and white. I wonder. Yeah, I wonder if they are almost like orbs, but then they have some kind of energy trail. Whether it's because they're going so fast, or if they are actually uh, long objects. Um, it's always hard with these articles here to get an exact description. Yeah, or tic tac shaped UFOs. So, but as always, like I said, I always share the link so you all can check these out on your own and see what you think. So, but I will get on to the next article here. And let's see here. Let's make sure everything is good here. Looks like it is. Okay. So I'll go to the next link. And this one is, let's see here. Before I try to talk about it. Sometimes I can multitask, other times not so well. Okay. And this article is from the Lancashire Telegraph. And it says Stargazer spots strange lights over Pendle Hill. Could it be a UFO? And this was released on the 17th of this month. And it's by Sarah McGee. And let's see here. Okay, I just got to get to the actual article. The only bad thing about these articles, a lot of these articles, is there's a ton of ads and links to other stories, so it can take a little while to get there. But I guess I could work on getting that done before the show starts. That might be a good idea. Anyway, I'm still learning. Let's see here. Just an unbelievable amount of ads before you even get to the article, which is just Not my favorite. Unless I've totally passed it. And I'm sorry. Let's see here. Okay, I'm still looking. It's funny, I found it before, and I'm not sure why I'm not finding it now. I'm just scrolling. Thank you all for being here, by the way. I'm listening, and I'm glad that these shows are working out overall. Because I wasn't sure if this would work at first. But it seems to be working okay. Let's see here. Still trying to figure this out here. It's not going too well. May have to skip this one. But it's basically another UFO sighting. And let's see here. I think I almost have it. Oh, I see. It wants me to answer a question before I continue to read this content. And that's not going to happen. So, oh wait, skip survey. Let's try this. See if this works. I'll try that. Sorry about that. Let me see. Skip survey. Okay, here we go. So they wanted me to take a survey before I even got to the article. That's really nice. Anyway. Let's see here. So this says that this witness, his first name apparently is Mick, usually goes sky gazing, and reports or shares what he finds or what he sees. Not even necessarily for apparently UFOs, more just he's into space and astronomy and all that. So, so then he says that in this one case, these things or this thing just appeared above him for a minute or so, and then disappeared. Apparently, there were different lights, including a red light and some other colored lights. And so let's see here. Apparently, he says they weren't stars because it was cloudy, and also because he knew the constellations in the area, and they didn't fit any of those. And he mentions the possibility of drones. So let's see here. Apparently, there's a lot of strange sightings in the sky in this area anyway, and so apparently he does discuss all this on his he has a channel and everything. So, but apparently, others in the area have seen bright lights or lights in the area at around the same time. So, more sightings in the UK. So let's see here. That'll be it for that one, I think, since I already spent so much time just trying to get to it. Oops, I didn't. How did I share it? I think I shared it. Yeah, I shared it. Okay. Yeah, it's ghosting me. But oh wow. Yeah. Oh, okay. Wow. So Apoc says one did that with me and my mom at the place there. It was green and white. Huh. Okay. So yeah, that's that second article. And I'll get the third one here in a moment. I'll close that one out. Now from here we're going more from kind of mixing in old sightings with a little bit of Hollywood here. Oh, okay, I see. It flashed, it surged on and off, and it got pretty big. Wow, okay. That is amazing when they do that because that's not. I don't think that would be a satellite to do that. So that's pretty amazing right there. I like to share these sightings, these reports of these sightings, in these news articles, just in case any of them happen to end up being, uh, just in case um, no one can prove what they are. So, okay. So Apox says, I've seen it before, but not green, and it wasn't moving, so not a satellite. Wow. But I saw this, and I had to share this in this episode here because two of my favorite movies of all time. Of course, everyone knows of one of them, Beetlejuice. The other is Men in Black, the first one. Um, and this one is from News Talk 870. It says Men in Black movie inspired by this famous Washington UFO sighting. And let me get to the link here, or to the actual article here. So apparently, and I always forget this when I read this because it just doesn't seem like it was that long ago. Apparently, the first Men in Black movie came out in 1997. And talks a little bit about that movie, but it was inspired by a close encounter with a UFO that happened on a small island between Seattle and Tacoma in Washington. It's called Maury Island, and it's apparently attached to Vashon Island with a man-made bridge. Let's see here. And apparently this encounter wasn't just something that was seen. This actually, supposedly, per this article, killed a dog and injured a person, a man. And this happened this was reported in 1947 when Harold Dahl, DAHL, reported that his dog was killed and his son was injured by flying objects that came from 4 flying saucers. And he reported this to the authorities. There was another witness to the event that said that he was threatened to keep quiet by a group of men dressed in black. Of course, in this article, they make little jokes throughout it, referring to the movies. And then it goes into a little bit of statistics in terms of, like I've shared before, articles about which states have the most or least sightings and all of that. So it doesn't really go into a lot of detail about the this event, but I just I always wonder how many movies are inspired, even if it's only partially by real events like that. Because it just seems like sometimes the ideas are just I don't know. It seems like how do people come up with all these movies sometimes? Or at least how did they? Nowadays, I don't know. It's hard to... But anyway, that's a different subject. Yeah, doesn't seem like that long ago, but it was, apparently. Wow, 25? Yeah, 25 years. Basically, 24, 25. So, we're old. I don't know. It's definitely been around for a little while anyway. But yeah, so I wanted to share that. Because I once in a while I like it when I can share something that refers back to things that I liked, or things I like, and including movies once in a while. So this next one is something that even if it's not what some people are saying it is, it brings up an interesting idea. So I'll share this one here. And this one is from SciTech Daily. Breathtaking NASA photo of Martian crater looks like alien footprint. And let's see here. So, let me get to the article here. And this is by, it says by NASA, but let's see here. Okay, and this basically it's just a picture that was captured through high resolution imaging science experiment, which is the acronym for it is HiRISE, which I think is pretty amazing, and which is on the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, and it was taken on September 8th, 2021, and it was just recently posted, and there's people apparently that just say that just this looks like alien footprint, and it just makes me wonder if in some cases, how do we know what footprints would look like from aliens? And this will come up again a little bit later. But it just makes you wonder if some craters aren't somehow almost like a print left behind by something. Especially in cases where they seem to be thousands of years old, to where we didn't have the technology to witness the area where they're found. Again, it's just kind of a hypothetical question there, but I really. Oh wow, there's two. Okay, Apex says there's two. So yeah, I just got my mind going on kind of that what if tangent there, and what would an alien footprint look like, and in terms of, because really we don't know. So how do we know that there aren't these footprints out there from however long ago? It could even be that whatever made it is not even alive anymore, or even on that planet. I mean, if we really, again, there's just so many possibilities here as to what could happen. So yeah, I just wanted to share that because I thought that was neat. So, but there's more here in the article, but it's a lot of stuff about video and tech and all that, which I have no reason really talking about a lot there. So, just want to share that just the title itself was enough to interest me there. So, and this brings me to this next article here, which is kind of, again, I was happy to see this next article because it's nice to see people thinking about these kind of things and then posting them online. And this is from Big Think, and it's says what do aliens look like? And I'm not going to get into a lot of it just because it is all hypothetical, just kind of just going through a bunch of possibilities. This one, it was more just the fact that it was even put out that I was and happy to see, and I did read through some of it and everything, but it was just good to see this, and that's why I wanted to share it, because at least this is happening somewhere out there online, other than just the usual, sites like ours, basically like podcasts and different things like that are considered to be kind of weird or strange or whatever. So yeah, I just wanted to share that real quick. But and then this last article, again, this is not last article, last in this little series here. Again, this is another one of those where it's more the fact that it was even written. in a way. And so this was just basically an opinion piece on a website, and talking about UFOs and the interest in it. And um, so yeah, just a couple articles there I wanted to bring up real quick. Um, oops. And so now I'll move on here to, let's see here. We got 3 more articles left off of the. Oh, let me see here. Not quite getting off the UFO thing in a way. At least it's getting off of the UFO thing, but not quite off of the possible alien thing in a way. I talked about this. I forget how I talked about this with the other day, but I saw this and again, it brought up questions in my mind about the possibilities of the paranormal being out there, not just here on Earth, but all throughout the universe. And it says this one is from CNET, and it says it's called the planet with 3 suns was just a ghost. In other words, it was sighted, it was seen, and then it was determined that it was an error. Oh wow, okay, 2 prints. Oh, there you go. APOC just shared an image here on the screen. Going back to that footprint article, but and this just made me wonder how much is out there that is never seen or maybe rarely seen. What kind of things? How would it be possible to see? Would it be possible to see into other dimensions or universes where planets do exist, but then due to whatever factors with the energy, when scientists go back to look at that same area, they're not there. Could it be more of that instead of just yeah Mandela effect? And it just made me wonder about that and about, can there actually be planets that exist again on some other level, that the stars that then they're only seen in certain circumstances, and then when scientists go back to look at them, they're gone. So again, this is another one of those where I don't think I need to get into the details of the article. I just really wanted to. That got me thinking about that as well. So, um, I kind of like these articles in a way. The ones that kind of just make me think about these things, these different things, just because they're. I like to take the things that are basically known, or at least talked about in these articles, and go different directions with them. I think it's fun in a way. Maybe that's not quite news, but that's how I'm doing news, at least in some cases. So, but anyway, so we'll get to these last couple of articles here. Is more along the lines of ancient civilizations and their ties to uh, spirituality and or the paranormal. A lot of those kinds of things. And so this one is the sacred caves of Ajanta. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Housing ancient Buddhist artifacts. And so these basically, for one thing, just the pictures in this article are really amazing to look at. Recommend you all check this out in greater detail. And this is from Darren Mang. I'm not sure if I'm butchering that. I'm sure, but this is from. Let me see here. What website is this from? Let's see here. I'm not seeing it, but anyway, let's see here. Oh, it says so on the actual link here. Vision Times. Okay. It's easier to look at the link than it was at the actual website. But anyway. So this is a place that basically has all kinds of relics that are in statues and structures, and they're basically they're built into a set of cliffs, and I'm reading right. I'm just looking at the article here again. So yeah, there's 30 of these caves located in northwest India, and they're part of a cliff wall um, that uh, which is right by a small river and a horseshoe row, as they call it. These caves were uh, turned into temple halls and monasteries, and there's a different combination of architecture and artwork from the past. There's pillars, walls, columns, all carved with into great detail there. And basically, this goes back to uh, again, these are monasteries, and it's basically now just a treasure trove of one of the largest known collection of artwork in the country's history. Apparently, at least according to this article here. Either way, it seems like it's a good amount of these things. And again, this goes back to the paranormal because, in a way, because it talks about some of the sculptures that were made or carved into the caves were Buddhist figures, but also other deities. So other, you could say, paranormal beings in a way, supernatural beings. Um, so makes me wonder what kind of energy is left behind there. With all that, that's a lot of stone, a lot of work put into the stone, a lot of time, I'm sure. So, um, so yeah, I just wanted to share this because I thought it was a really neat location. Um, and there's a lot more in this article, so I definitely recommend reading this article as well. So let's see here. We've got one more along the same lines. Let's see here. I'll get this copy and pasted. And this one, excuse me. Um, wow, let me see here. So APOC says there are a lot of amazing ancient places in India, including some depicting people in clothing that looks like today's apparel, and a possible cell phone and pocket watch. Wow. Yeah, that's one thing I've always found fascinating about. Not that I'm sure what to make of it all, but some other all different other places with carvings and figures um, that at least appear to have they're given features like that look almost like technology. They're these figures, they're carved and basically they look like they could be wearing technology on them. These figures of these ancient deities and major important religious figures and all of those. And there's just so many of them, it seems like. So it makes me wonder what the story is behind that. Again, I don't know anything, so I don't necessarily buy everything that I hear or see online or on TV shows. But just the amount of those kind of images are definitely something to consider, I think. So we got one last article here. This is something that has come up over the last year or so on and off. This is from ancientorigins.net, and this is Archaeoacoustics and Ancient Architecture is the main title. And let's see here. And this is, it says Megaliths, Music, and the Mind. And this goes back to the idea of sound being able to interact with the mind and change, maybe alter states of mind and do who knows what else. Um, and so this is all about that idea. Mentions the Fertile Crescent, and let's see here. Also, it mentions their Göbekli Tepe, and just other sites, and apparently there's research being done on a lot of these sites that have to do with why they were built the way they were built. Could it be for have something to do with sound? So, and it talks about music as well as part of that. And there's been instruments that go back, such as like bone flutes, that have been found in caves, inside caves that have been dated back to 40,000 years ago. So, music has been around a long time. And so it goes into a little more detail here, but I just wanted to share that and point you all to that and see what y'all think of this article, because it's a amazing idea, and I do think there's something to it. What? I don't know, but these people didn't make these places for no reason. They're for just because there was reasons behind all of this. And so that's kind of my take on all of that. So, and that is it for tonight. So, and I messed up there. Hopefully it doesn't do what I... Okay, good. I almost thought I had turned on the web, the screen reader for the browser. That would have been not so good. But anyway, thank you all for being here, and thank you, APOC, for sharing those links as well in the chat here. And yeah, this was fun to cover this. Yes, APOC says sound is important, frequency and vibration, right? Yep. So yeah, so that was fun. Those were some neat stories there, and thank you all for listening. Tomorrow will be a more of the true paranormal stories from the web. Wednesday will be another of our comic book review shows with Derek, the Night Stalker. Thursday will be more true paranormal stories from the web. And then Friday will be part 2 of our series on fairs and festivals and amusement parks and the paranormal. It'll be talking more about this last century or so, century and a half of history with fairs and carnivals and leading up to amusement parks. And so that's the plan for this Friday. So thank you all for all the support of the show. And I will talk to you all tomorrow night on the next episode of Salcedo Paranormal. Have a good night.